My next upload for today is with regard to the individuals that are responsible for very serious offences that I've shared about, obviously, and that are responsible for denigration and defamation, and that have displacement intentions also. The issue of experiencing human rights violations and treason and hate crime offences that are unjustifiable, and the individuals, agencies and establishments that are assisting displacement to disrespect my rights, my bodily integrity, my longevity, my quality of life, are of very, very serious offences against other aspects of the Constitution and the Declaration of Human Rights. So there are really morbid aspects to all of this. There have been culprits in this community that have been responsible for hate crime, revenge porn and harms to my child, and they have been responsible for spiritual violence as well. Now, the funny thing about it is that as I'm of a clean track record, etc., and having worked with 3 state departments, there are people violating protection laws and are making slanderous and spurious claims of which they are guilty of themselves. So I'm really concerned about the malaise of these individuals in society, spiritually, mentally and physically. As a recovery advocate, the individuals trying to reverse psychology and trying to twist the tale and rewrite the history of the situations that they've caused in my hometown, my home county, and while trespassing on my ancestral marital property and disrespecting my matrimony, to be employing any agents of society to assist them in displacement, to disrespect my matrimony of 2015, the 30th of the 3rd, to Richard McElligott, 1981, the same as myself, and our child of our marriage within wedlock of the 14th of the 10th, 2015, is highly, highly serious in a community that's saying that it has reformed, that it has cleaned up Ireland, that it has changed society, when it is in fact actually taking credit for work it hasn't done from this person. The collective involved in treason and exposing my ancestry, and that have damaged every pillar of society's credibility, are with not just offence but injuries also. The individuals that have been of spiritual violence and funnily trying to reverse the story and the plot are really playing with fire. They've damaged sacred light, they've disrespected many faiths, and they are disrespecting my matrimony that I planned myself. So those individuals that have been disrespecting matrimony are really, really not doing a great service to society or the democracy. And this is for the attention, the immediate attention of the European Union, simply due to the issue of PTRB violations in this abode and individuals trespassing on my ancestral marital property in my home county where I have lived and worked and where I was born. So this entire issue of culprits of spiritual assault, spiritual violence, since I gave birth, really trying to twist the tails and genetically modifying human beings to accommodate them with a change of thought, change of thinking, change of mentality, change of process, is a very artificial situation when confronted with sacred. And sacred is quite phenomenal and quite precious and quite special. And any individuals artificially altering situations to their liking and causing a disruption to the natural rhythms of society and nature are not of good service to society. So this is a bit of a strange situation. As I've mentioned, I was threatened with eviction. I'm a peaceful citizen, I'm recovering from medical negligence, and I'm experiencing whistleblower protection violations and etc, etc, etc. So there's a very serious issue with any concept of displacement, while there has been debasement and denigration and defamation without respect for the courts of justice and without due process and without just and fair trials. So the European Union are now being notified that after all my good work with legislative and societal and spiritual developments that have had a pivotal role throughout society at home and abroad, there are individuals trespassing on my property and into my proximity and trying to relay a different tale to the fact and reality of the situation. So as a married mother, as of 2015, the issue of individuals disrespecting my matrimony, my bodily integrity or my reputation and my quality of life are now being brought to the attention of the European Union, the United Nations and all humanitarian agencies, simply due to the culprits of hate crime, treason and human rights abuses, and the individuals making nonsensical, spurious claims that have breached anonymity of a recovery advocate and a private citizen, and that have exposed my royal ancestry and its details, and have altered the facts and figures regarding such, are all subject to investigation, tribunal and inquiry. So the unlawful eviction of a peaceful tenant that is experiencing substandard conditions in my home county, where I have lived and worked and contributed positively, I'd appreciate the European Union addressing how dangerous a situation the culprits have caused to wildlife, nature, society, ancestral property and ancestry basically. So as a married mother, I'd appreciate women's rights and children's rights being respected, especially with regard to my missing son as of 2017 that was also exposed to harms. So I hope the Honourable Government will be able to uphold the Constitution with regard to all factors of this matter, because I don't appreciate people negotiating or bargaining my rights while stealing creative, intellectual and spiritual property of mine and being treasonous against my bloodline. So I hope honourability is present in 2021, and I am also quite hopeful that there's light at the end of the tunnel for women suffering from culprits of very obnoxious and arrogant misdemeanours against women and children's rights and faith and family.